Hi everybody, hello and welcome. My name is David Lees, and in today's video I'll be looking at Transformers issue 16 of the Bold New Era comic book series, featuring Optimus Prime and Megatron on the cover. I've said this before and I probably have to keep saying it, but don't judge these comic books by their cover. There's almost no Orion packs in this issue at all. So there you go. Megatron, I'm pleased to say, does feature quite heavily once again. When I first saw this, it reminded me of one of the original G1 comic book covers, possibly issue 100, Megatron and Optimus fighting at close range, sort of dueling it out, pointing their guns at and past each other as they used to. I looked at this more closely, took a bit more time. It actually looks more like they're having a discussion. You see Megatron's got this palm up kind of expression going on, and they look like they're talking to each other, which is a bit boring. And then the more I looked at it, the more it reminded me of twins in the womb, like unborn twins before they're born, sort of bobbling along, hovering in space, feet completely detached from the ground. You know, I'm not sure. I just thought I'd mention that because it kind of set the disappointment for me. I thought, oh, it's going to be all-out combat between these two, but no, not yet. We are getting there, though, I'm pleased to say. Recap on last week. Megatron being reminded that he's low on energon, that the whole planet is low on energon stores, and so on. Talking to Shockwave about how they're having to accelerate the plans, go through evolution, accelerated evolution, and crisis, and they're on the fringes of going towards crisis. And then Megatron tearing Shockwave apart and teaching him a lesson. And there is no more rise, there is only my will, you are all nothing but my arm bending to my purpose. Megatron is completely in control of the situation. And that's about the sum of it. I'm disappointed to report that Nautica, who had a go-nowhere couple of issues to herself a few months ago, features with her bodyguard Road Rage. There's Heretic, I'm not sure I've seen him before. I am very pleased though to report Starscream is back, Orion Pax and Megatron. I apologise, Orion Pax does feature in this issue, very, very briefly. This is mostly Megatron. We'll move straight into the story and at some speed. Nice to see Brawn, classic G1 Brawn, looking pretty stern, keeping guard outside the Senate chambers. Froid, the irritating, comes along, wants to talk to Nautica about some spurious and boring, I'll be honest, it's dull idea he has. Nautica, I hoped I might catch you. I'm very keen to get your thoughts on blah blah blah. Whatever. And she tolerates him a little. Starscream comes in to stir things up. Asks Road Rage if he's jealous. Don't be ridiculous. Starscream gets the dismissal it should receive. Lovely picture of Starscream looking like his G1 sarcastic, conniving, devious little man, robot. Orion Pax, sorry, not Orion Pax, Megatron talking to Heretic. Heretic wants to shift his own political agenda, and he said, he's saying the situation is this: you'll move into the Senate, Soundwave will be arrested. This is not the idea, this is not what we're after, this is not what I want. Then Sentinel Prime spectacularly misjudging something, and then Starscream adds this as well. And Starscream questions Megatron allowing Bumblebee onto the guard, which was Soundwave's idea. Having an ex-security operative in our ranks sends a message. Starscream had kicked Soundwave out of intelligence because he just wasn't reliable enough and wasn't discerning enough. So what you're saying is, what's happening is to do with Bumblebee, that Orion Pax is behind it. He would not do that even now. He would not betray me like that. Yes, he would. So there is some of this counterplay from the Autobots coming in. So Megatron finding out that Bumblebee is an Autobot agent in his own ranks, that Soundwave admitted because Soundwave wasn't concentrating. Meanwhile, Nautica and Froid, I'm going to move through this pretty quickly, it's just not relevant. I'm sure it is, but only at some deeper level. The Voin have come along, since one of the Voin was assassinated about 6 months ago. So this is a speedy response from them, and this is a Voin asserter. I really can't stand non-Cybertronians, non-robots featuring in this comic book strip, I will be quite honest. So there you go, they're out to get their revenge for the death of the Voin who was murdered around issue 10 or 11. And then Megatron speaks to Elita 1. Even Elita 1 knows that Soundwave is concealing his dealings with Quake and Barricade and others, so she reports her suspicions to Megatron. She thinks that Soundwave was murdering them. It was a trail of witnesses right back to the murder of Rubble and Brainstorm, way back in issue 1. And Megatron's been trying to keep that under control and keep the lid on it. Well, it's not happening, and thinks to himself, very well, crisis after all. Soundwave, I have to get a message to Shockwave. Thanks to your incompetence, our enemies draw near. Soundwave, not the loyal, dependable, reliable G1 character. Soundwave is flawed and borderline useless. Meanwhile, and this is one of the best features of this comic, this particular issue, Blackjack, Flame War, riding an Astro Train by the looks of him, are off on a mission. I'll say no more than that at this point, but Slipstream and Hyperdrive, so the Micromaster Patrol, are off on a mission, and we'll go through, and Slipstream has given them instructions to go to this decommissioned facility, and the issue does reveal what that is. So Tracer goes up initially. This is Tracer, kind of a helicopter mode, and he even transforms, and transforms again. So hey, who's counting? That's 2 already. And they break into this facility, this decommissioned facility, using his blade arm, slices this poor Autobot guard in 2, and the body count starts to mount. The rest of the team comes in, Team Stream, Shadow Striker and the rest of them. Lovely artwork, really like this artwork, I have to say. This is my kind of thing. Guard number 2 buys it, massive explosion. They come in. I assume this was some kind of Energon store, but it turns out it's operated for maintenance. It's the central hub in Iacon handles normal monitoring and head traffic, so it's something to do with transmissions and, dare I say, radio. They find another one, another guard. This one dude gets shot here. There's only one, and so they suggest that he surrenders. This is Headrush, poor unfortunate Autobot. Hyperdrive comes in, transforms, that's 3 for the issue if we're counting. Smashes him down, transforms again, that's 4. Shoots him at cold blood at point blank range, Headrush, hair. So these malevolent Decepticons. Sea Flame War, that's funny. Well, it worked for me, I have to say. I think he's a bit weird too. But they get themselves plugged in. Blackjack, who is one of the other this Micromaster Patrol, gets himself connected and actually reaches out through this facility that they've hijacked, or commandeered, whatever you want to call it, trying to contact Vigilum. I hear you. Do you remember the great deeds we spoke about? I remember. The time is here if you're still willing, if it's still what you want. The time to wake. I awake. So this goes back to issue 1 or issue 2, the great ring of Titan Guardian robots that are in orbit around Cybertron, and the Decepticons have woken one of them up. I said way back then there was a time bomb they'd placed in the script, in the plot. Pleased to see that come to fruition as well. Love this issue. Lots of action. Megatron having to accelerate his agenda again, realising that Soundwave is just useless, incompetent and dangerous. Seeing Megatron try and contain his story, but watch it fall through his fingers and out of control. Loving it. Enjoyed the action. Loved the artwork. I mentioned this particular image here. Nice bold colours, some dark grim colours as well, but a good combination. 4 transformations, weapons fire. Yeah, this was a good one for me. So very pleased. I'll just flick back, show you the cover gallery as usual. Megatron with his Iron Cybertron, that's the next issue. We'll see, as I said before. Sometimes the cover doesn't match. There's the standard cover. The alternative cover featuring Optimus Prime with a big gun and Bumblebee with a gun as well. I ain't seen any of that yet. And then there's lovely issue here, this cover, a Bumblebee in pixelated form. Now this is my kind of artwork. I read comics in the 80s and played computer games in the 90s, so this is very much me. Reminder, if you want to put yourself through it, you can read the first 12 issues of the New Transformers saga in hardback. Yeah, possibly. The Umbrella Academy, not read it, not going to. And then explore the world of V-Wars, starring Ian Somerhalder, who looks a bit like Zac Efron to me, but I'm no judge. And then the usual blurb on the back about how this is so good. And it was good. I will be less cynical and more optimistic. This was a good issue, and I did enjoy it very much. Hope you do too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like, comment, subscribe and all that stuff. I'll be back soon with more Transformers and sci-fi material. Until then, thank you very much for watching and goodbye for now.